What's up? This is for March 26th, 2026. Coming into the morning New York session, going over higher time frame a little bit right here. We have swept higher time frame sell side on both assets. We have then displaced violently, almost 1,000 points. And then we put in this internal low for that, or inside that displacement leg. Now, coming into the morning, I had seen that NQ had already taken sell side. ES looked like it was almost taking it, but had not yet. In the overnight session, we had just accumulated all these highs. So yesterday, New York put in a couple highs. ES put in a high at Asia session, put in a high at London session, all moving down into equilibrium of this displacement range to take the internal low. So this is already taken on NQ. And we're just moving. Oops. So here we're at 9:30 open. We have now made another move lower. So 8:30 opens, we move, we manipulate London, putting in an SMT, and really just my whole model. Closing above the change in the state. At this point, we had not opened yet, so I was kind of just waiting to see what price is doing, if we're actually going to move lower and take the low on ES, or if we're just going to hold the SMT. I am just not sure yet. We have an internal SMT to start the day. So we move higher, right at open on NQ. We take this internal high. We close through the change in the state. This was sort of its own little model on its own, but I was just waiting to see more manipulation. I had outlined these highs up here in the morning, and all this low resistance buy side. So we move lower. Once again, we take internal sell side from New York session. We're still holding the SMT on London. And now that we have closed above the first presented for value gap, so this is my inverse, and above the recent series of down close candles, which is my change in the state, and we have already taken external sell side on NQ of the medium, basically the medium range. Here's the first presented for value gap on NQ. Because we're doing all this, this is where I take my first position on ES. And basically, I have now seen my model. My first trim is here, and it's at about a 1.5. I think we're more like here. And then I was targeting, we will see opening this, that the opening range gap, is fucking huge, and we have not yet retraced into it on either asset. So this is something I'm usually going to be confident in, that if we're showing our model, if we have not even entered the opening range gap, that there's a good chance that we're going to return and move towards equilibrium of it. So we had not yet closed through the change on NQ, but because this is the more bullish asset, as soon as we close through the change in the state in the first presented for value gap, this is where I take my first position. So we could have done something like move up and hold the first presented on NQ, but I was just really, really confident in this buy model and the SMTs taking place and the model actually being presented to me on ES already. I had these stacked highs up here, which is actually where I trim my full position, so I take off 70% at the internal high, and then seeing us retrace up higher, I trim the last of my position, like I said, once NQ takes the draw, which is these stacked highs.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.